Hi, I'm Scott from Gunday YBM, and today we're going to be looking at using reflexive pronouns. Now, we use reflexive pronouns when the subject and the object of the sentence are the same person or thing. For example, this sentence says, I introduced myself. This is a standard format for a sentence that we make. Subject I followed by a verb and then the object. I and myself, the subject and the object are the same person. Now, if these are our subjects, I, you, he, she, we, they, and it, and these are the reflexive pronouns or the object of that sentence. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, ourselves, themselves, and itself. Now let's take a look at some example sentences. Now as always, we're going to follow our simple format, which is the subject followed by the verb and then the object. The first sentence says, Jane enjoyed herself during her vacation. The subject is Jane and the verb is happening to Jane, the same person, the object. So Jane enjoyed herself during her vacation. The next one says, he bought himself a birthday gift. Okay? The verb is happening to the object, which is the same as the subject. He bought himself a birthday gift. And here's a real sentence happening now. I am recording myself right now on that camera. Now to clear this up, let's take a look at these two sentences. The first sentence says, it's not your fault. You can't blame yourself. Now, here's the situation. Perhaps a big mistake was made at your workplace, okay? And you feel bad about it. But you did not make the mistake. So I might say to you, hey, it's not your fault. You can't blame yourself. The subject is you, and the object is also you, because you are doing this to yourself. You are blaming yourself. I say, you can't blame yourself. Now let's take a look at this sentence. It's not my fault. You can't blame me. Now perhaps this is you speaking, okay? You are explaining to someone that you did not make the mistake, therefore it's not your fault. So you say, hey, it's not my fault. You can't blame me. Here we have two different people. We have you, and then we have me. So we are not going to use a reflexive pronoun. You can't blame me. Now when making sentences with reflexive pronouns, we got to keep in mind that some verbs, we just can't use them, okay? For example, let's look at these verbs. We have relax, meet, washed, shaved, and showered, okay? Let's look at this sentence. I feel nervous, I can't relax, okay? We never say, I can't relax myself, okay? That doesn't really make sense. Simply leave the verb as it is. I can't relax, okay? Or let's go relax. We would never say let's go relax ourselves. Does not make sense. The next one is meet. I met myself yesterday. This is impossible. You can't meet yourself, okay? The verb, this verb cannot happen to you, okay? Someone else can meet you. You can meet somebody else, but you can't meet yourself. So we will not say this. I washed myself. Of course it's possible. We do wash ourselves. But because it's so obvious, we never say it. Instead, we will use something specific. I washed my hands. I washed my face. Okay? Shaved. Same thing. I shaved myself. Of course I did. Okay? But we're not going to say myself here. Simply, I shaved, meaning I shaved my face. Okay? Same with showered. We simply say, I showered. I would never need to say, I showered myself. Now to clear this up, let's look at the verb dress, to dress, okay? This sentence says, I dressed myself. Now, once again, we don't really need to say myself here because of course we get dressed by ourselves, okay? We do it ourselves. But perhaps there is a time in life when we do say this. Now think of a baby. A baby is not able to dress themselves. They need the help of their mother or father, okay? The baby gets a little older, and finally one day the baby is able to dress himself. So that's when a young child, for the first time getting dressed by himself, would say, hey, I dressed myself, okay? Otherwise, no. We would say, I got dressed. This is what we would always say in this situation. Now, you may have heard of this abbreviation, DIY. This means do it yourself, okay? When somebody does something themselves, that means they did it with no one helping them, okay? They are able to do it themselves, alone, okay? Now there's two ways we can express this. One, I did it myself. That means I had no one help me, okay? What if I said I did it by myself? Now, this can mean the same as this, but what it actually means, I did it alone, okay? Now let's think of this situation. Let's say I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle, okay? And I did it myself, okay? I completed the puzzle myself. Again, this means no one helped me complete this puzzle. I can also say I completed the puzzle by myself. This means, yes, no one helped me because I did it alone. Now, was I alone when I completed the puzzle myself? We don't know. Possibly I was alone, maybe somebody else was there. But the point is, no one helped me. Here, I was alone, and of course, if I was alone, no one helped me either. So, as I said in review, to do something, to do it myself, means no help. To do it by myself, adding the preposition by, means I did it alone. Now what if I add this preposition for? I bought it for myself. If I use for, this means the object, or myself, gets or receives some benefit from this action. Now to clear this up, let's take a look at these 4 sentences using the verb cook. Now, this one says, I cooked it myself. Again, this means I had no help, okay? For example, I'm having a dinner party. I'm inviting people to my house, but I'm going to cook myself. Nobody's going to help me, okay? That's when I would say this. And then there's this, I cooked it by myself. Again, no one helped me because I was alone, okay? Now that doesn't mean there were people in the house, but I was alone in the kitchen while I was cooking, okay? And then we have, I cooked it for myself. Now again, when we use for, that means I, or myself here, is receiving some benefit from this action of cooking something, okay? So that means I cooked it, and the benefit is I did it for myself. I ate the food I cooked. So I probably didn't have a dinner party. There were no guests in my house I was cooking for. And then finally, I cooked myself. Now if you look at here, I cooked something. I cooked pasta. I cooked it. This is the object. I cooked it is the object. Again, we have an object. Here, we do have an object, but the object is myself. Once again, the action is happening to this object. So this sentence means I basted myself with butter and put myself in the oven, turned it on, and cooked myself. That means I am the food. So, we would never say this. Here's another example. Okay, let's say, for example, the family car is broken. It broke down. It needs to be fixed. One, I can take it to a repair shop, or I can do it myself, okay? So let's say I fix it myself, okay? My wife comes home and sees that the car is now working. Hey, who fixed the car? I did. I fixed it myself. That means I did it. No one helped me, okay? I fixed it by myself. No one helped me because I was alone when I did it. Now let's take a look at another example. This sentence says, I bought it myself, okay? This means no one helped me. That means I used my money only. I didn't have to borrow money or anything like that. It was my money. I did it myself. I bought it for myself, okay? Once again, I am receiving the benefit here, okay? Therefore, I bought it and I'll use it, okay? It's mine. But what if I didn't buy it for myself? I bought it for you. Then I would say, I bought it for you. I bought it, but you benefit. Perhaps it's a gift to you from me. And I bought myself. Once again, we have an object, a gift, for example. Here, here, here. This is the object. There's no other object in this sentence. You can't buy yourself. You are not for sale. So we would never say this. For more information and practice, join Gunday YBM's Mid-Topics class.